Yeah, perfect. The recording has started. And then I would say we start as well.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Do we have questions or some people wrote in the chat? Shall we check it? Maybe they cannot. Oh, good morning. Yes, that's very kind of you. Thank you. Good morning. So we can start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us today in the webinar. From wherever you are, I'm Yasmin. I'm one of your incoming advisors.
And I'm Arzu. I'm also the other incoming advisor. We will be coordinating your mobility here at Koç University. We will be helping you out with the almost all procedures or guide you to the right people.
Yeah. Some information prior to the webinar as well. We have finalized the mentor-mentee allocation. As you most probably know, there's a mentorship program. So you will be assigned a mentor. And the mentors have been informed about their mentees yesterday. So if they haven't been in touch with you by now, they will do so surely during the day or the latest tomorrow. So just check your emails because they will get in touch with you by email first, as they don't have any other contact details from you currently. Yeah, but just wait for your mentor to email you.
Nice.
So then, welcome to Koç University. Yeah, as you know, we are located in Turkey, in Istanbul, and we are on the European side of Istanbul, close to the Black Sea. Just for you to know where we are located once more. And you will be with us during fall 19. As you already know, our orientation week starts on September 9th and lasts until the 13th of September. And then as of the following Monday, September 16th, your courses will be starting. And you will be here with us until the middle of January.
But of course, we may have some students who will be here for the whole academic year. For them, it's when the winter break starts, and they will come back at the end of January.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what we will talk about today, visa, residence permit application, and health insurance. This is like one package. Then we will talk about your arrival, housing, studying at KU, like a lot of information in this part, which is very crucial for you, I think. Exchange coordinator for Erasmus students, the Turkish Host Family Program, Research Assistant Program, the mentorship program. As you were told, your mentor will be in touch with you. Living costs here, the weather, and security and safety.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are basing this webinar on the incoming exchange students guide that you have received via email as a PDF version. So we basically took screenshots of this guide, so you can always either return to the to be shared webinar or have a look at the PDF guide. There you will find your arrival checklist as well. So before leaving, please have a look at the before you arrive section. It will help you a lot and also will help you to orientate yourself once you will be here with us when you arrive. Yeah, just a little hint what you might be doing. So then we will start with the visa, residence permit, and health insurance section.
So, you know, to enter Turkey, probably some of you need visa. Some may not need visa. Some of you can enter to Turkey by only with their passport and stay up to 90 days. But once you arrive here in the first week, orientation week, we will have residence permit applications, and we will ask you to submit some documents. So health insurance, if you haven't submitted it yet, please do so through the link we sent you a couple of weeks ago, the pre-arrival check-in form. So health insurance is required for residency in Turkey. And so you will be informed about how to apply for residence permit and which documents you need to submit. Our international community office is responsible for helping out students about the residency, and they will give you a session on how to do, which steps to take, or how long it will take in general to get your residency in here. But of course, before you come, first, I'm sure you already did that. You need to check if you need a visa, you need to apply for it. Or if you can receive an e-visa, please make sure that your passport will be applicable after the deadline of your studies as well, because you may have makeup exams maybe, or I hope it won't happen, but some emergency that you need to stay here or something. So please make sure that your passport is valid also after your mobility.
For the ones of you who would enter to Turkey with just their national ID, as a tourist you can do so, but as you're going to study here with us and you will apply for residence permit, you will have to enter to Turkey with a valid passport.
Yeah.
So remember that when leaving home, take your passport with you, besides your national ID, but you have to enter to Turkey at the passport control at the border with your passport. This is very important. Otherwise, you might have to leave the country and enter again. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So regarding the residence permit, yeah, as all of you will be staying with us at least for one semester or even the whole year, you are obliged to obtain a residence permit. Our International Community Office will guide you regarding the application, support you when you are having questions during the application and later on. And you will do an online application. Afterwards, you have to submit certain paperwork. And then our International Community Office, ICO, will actually hand in your application with the Migration Office. You will be informed in detail later on, but just so that you're aware of the procedure. And these are the documents you will have to submit. A passport ID page photocopy, the last entry stamp in your passport to Turkey, the visa page of the visa stamp you have in your passport, or the e-visa document if you're entering with an e-visa, your health insurance, we will cover that in a minute, and 5 biometric photographs. You know by now most probably how they have to look like: full face, white background, and these attestation documents will be provided by our colleagues, and a student enrollment document provided by
our registrar's office.
Exactly.
We will get that for you. And also that fee for the application fee, it changes every semester. As far as we know, it was just updated. So currently it's, I think, 89 Turkish lira, not 72. They just updated it recently.
Exactly. So then once you applied, you are able to receive a permit, a temporary travel permit, which states that you have applied for the residence permit, and it allows you to leave the country for a total of 15 days. If you want to travel after you apply for the residence permit outside of Turkey, you would need to obtain this document by going to the Migration Management Office. If you click on the link, you will be forwarded to the website. You go there with your passport, and at the information desk, you ask to receive this travel permit. Exactly, and usually the residence permit card itself will be delivered within 30 to 45 days upon your application, and the card will be sent to our registrar's office, and our registrar's office will send you an email telling you that you can come and pick up your residence permit card. So once you're here and have applied, again, check your email account on a current basis.
And Koç University email accounts. When you are here, please make sure that it will be our official means of contact. So every administrative unit at Koç University will be sending you emails on your Koç University email account. So once you are here, we will remind you that again, but please make sure that you are checking your Koç University email accounts regularly.
Exactly. So, yeah, if you want to travel within Turkey or outside of Turkey, we always advise you to have your valid papers with you, meaning your valid passport and KU student ID until you have received a residence permit. Once you will have received your residence permit, you should carry the residence permit card with you as well. And we will ask you to make copies of the front and the back side of the residence permit. Submit one to us and keep one for you. So in case the residence permit gets lost or stolen or it's just misplaced, you are trackable, and the card itself is trackable as well. So that you have a proof that you have the residence permit, and that we, in case, could track your card if it got lost. Yeah. What you can do with the residence permit?
So once you have the residence permit, you can open a bank account in Turkey. Unfortunately, without the residency, you cannot open a bank account in here. And you can register your phones. In Turkey, you actually need to register the phones you brought from abroad, your home countries. So to be able to do that, you will need your residence permit again. And if you won't register your phones, within 4 months, it's blocked. And there is a fee, like penalty to pay
to unblock it.
Yeah, to unblock it. So once you have the residence permit, we suggest you to register your phone as well. There is e-government website in Turkey so that you can get official governmental documents from this website online. You can log into that account as well to that website with your residence permit. And
there you could, for example, register your phone.
Yeah.
And obtain the following documents
as
well.
And to be able to get a discounted public transport card for students, you again need your residence permit. Before that, you need to use a regular public transport card. Once you have the residence permit, you can apply for a student's public transport card, and it will be much more cheaper, discounted for you, much more convenient.
Okay, so we talked about the health insurance. It's a requirement in order to apply for the residence permit. You have two options here. You could either purchase a private health insurance or get in touch with your local social security office. They can provide you a document that informs us about the bilateral health insurance agreement between the two countries. What's important, the health insurance has to cover your whole stay here in Turkey with us. Cannot be shorter. We highly advise you, if you are going for a private health insurance, to purchase this health insurance in advance at home. There's the option to buy it here in Turkey, but it will take time to find the right health insurance, the right provider, and in the meantime, you might have some issues. You might have to go and see a doctor. So it's very recommendable to get the health insurance prior to coming here to Turkey.
Yeah, and also for your residence permit application, it's required. If you are late with your health insurance, that means you will be late with your residence permit as well. So it may create some inconveniences.
Keep that in mind. In case you are coming from one of these listed countries here, you could choose the social health insurance option.
If you are coming from these countries and Turkey have a bilateral agreement on social security. So you can use your social security you have in Germany or in Belgium, in Turkey as well. But for that, you need to get a document from your social security office in your country. So if you're coming from these,
just one hint, we will always finalize the chapters and then come back to your questions.
Yeah.
So we will finish the visa, RP, and health insurance part, and then answer
your questions.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So if you're coming from these countries and have social security already in your country, you can use it in Turkey too. And we will reply questions once the chapter is over.
Exactly. As Arzu stated, you would need to get a document from your social security office. And then this needs to be an original document. It cannot be a photocopy, and it has to be signed
and stamped.
And you would need to take this document with you. Then we will provide you with another document, an application form, and you have to have a passport photocopy. All these three documents are needed in order to validate your bilateral agreement, social health insurance here with us in Turkey, our colleagues from the International Community Office will take you to the according Social Security offices in order to validate the health insurance, and then you can use it as back at home. For the ones using the Social Security agreement, usually the provider back at home has certain hospitals, practitioners here in Istanbul they're collaborating with, so get in touch with your health insurance back at home and ask them for a list of hospitals, practitioners, doctors who could go to here in Turkey. Okay, so I think that's it about the health insurance part. So we can go to the questions.
Okay, so Maria, you have a question as far as I see. You're from Austria, and yes, we have a bilateral agreement. So if it's only valid for 6 weeks, I'm afraid you will also need a separate insurance that covers your whole stay.
Get in touch.
Because you will be here for 4 or 5 months.
I was an exchange student here myself, so I would recommend you to get in touch with your health insurance provider back in Austria, explain the situation that you're going to stay here for a whole semester and ask them if they can extend the duration. If not, then you would need to purchase a private health insurance. He said, is it possible to get a full year calendar with holidays?
We will cover that in the upcoming chapters.
So it's always, each chapter is very
specific subjects. So,
exactly.
Yeah, currently we are talking about the migration issues like health insurance, visa, or residence permits. So if you don't have any questions about these parts, we will move on.
Exactly. Manuela, can you recommend a private health insurance provider for Turkey? It's basically, as each country has different providers, get in touch. Maybe if you have some private insurances already, get in touch with your contact there. Ask if they provide health insurance, international health insurance. If it's of all-wide coverage, that works as well, or if it's Turkey-specific, that's up to you. But what you have to make sure of is that your whole duration intake Turkey is covered.
And it should cover all emergencies and all your treatments.
Exactly. Any further questions regarding visa, residence permit, or health insurance? Yes, we would need a policy.
A copy of the policy so that we can see what it covers, and also so that our immigration office can see what it covers, that and you will be insured in here, Turkey.
Further questions? Do we have any here? No. Okay, then we would continue with your arrival.
And we can answer the questions again later. Probably most of you will come here by plane. So you may already know that we have 2 airports in Istanbul. One is located on the European side, and it's closer to the campus actually. And the other one is located in the Asian side of Istanbul. It's called Sabiha Gökçen, and the one in European side is Istanbul Airport. So Istanbul Airport is, as mentioned before, located on the European side of Istanbul, and from this airport you can either go to the city center, and from city center you can come to campus. There are shuttle buses. They are called Havais. They run very often actually, so you can take these shuttles to reach to city center, and from city center you can take the subway and bus or minibus or taxi.
If you want to get to campus, then These are the instructions you would need to get. In general, if you use these airport shuttle services, you would need to have an Istanbul card. You can purchase that at the airport. And as the fares for the Havais range in between 16, 18, 20, and more Turkish lira depending on the destination, we would recommend you to upload at least 25 Turkish lira into your Istanbul card. Don't worry if you don't use it with the Istanbul, with the Havais right, you can use the Istanbul card afterwards. You will make use of it for sure. So once you are arriving to Istanbul airport, look for the Havais stop, get on the bus to Saria, and you can get off at Hacı Osman metro station or Nalbantepe. These are the closest Havais stops to our campuses. And then in Hacı Osman or Nalbantepe, you could either get on a taxi. It takes around 10 to 15 minutes, or you can take a minibus or a taxi to campus from Hacı Osman. And in order to know which campus you have to go to, because we have two campuses here, the main campus where we are at right now and West Campus, which is like around 10 minutes from here, you would need to know where your dorm room is located, either in main campus or West Campus. For most of the students, it will be West Campus for sure, and you can see that on Kusis. Or if you cannot see it on Kusis, get in touch with housing@ku.edu.tr. They can tell you where your room is located. Then the other option from Sabiha Gökçen, there is also an airport bus. It's called Havabus, and there again you could get to Taksim in the city center, and then use the metro line M2 until Hacı Osman, that's the terminus, and from there either taxi or minibus to get to the campus. Another option from Sabiha Gökçen is to get on the E3 bus, and you can get off at 4th Levent, and from there again either get on the metro M2 to Hacı Osman and take a taxi, or
these are the numbers 154 or 150. These are the bus numbers, public bus numbers you can take to the campus. But we recommend, we recommend you to check which campus your room is located first. Then you can take one of these means of transportation accordingly.
Exactly. So from 4th Levent, you can get on the metro and then take a bus or a taxi, or directly from 4th Levent, you can take a taxi to campus. And of course, another option, which would work for Istanbul Airport as well, you can take a taxi from the airport directly to campus. You choose. And in order for you, where the campuses are actually located, we have the addresses here listed for main campus and West Campus. Again, please check where your dorm is located so that you can directly go to the according campus.
Yes. And most of the exchange students actually will stay in the West Campus probably, but still you need to make sure before you come here.
Okay. Then Giselle's question regarding shuttle services from Hacı Osman. Unfortunately, there are none offered. So it's either a taxi, the public transport bus, or minibuses to campuses. But in between campuses, there are shuttle services commuting.
And between two campuses, there are, like, during the class hours, shuttles run every 15 minutes or so between two campuses, and it takes only 10 minutes or 15 minutes between two campuses. Other than that, you can take minibus or bus or taxi to go to the city center or come from the city center.
Okay. Any further questions regarding the arrival? If not, we would continue with the housing part. You already see the first slide. Okay, then I think
we can move on.
Yeah.
So as you know, we will have orientation week right before the courses begin, September 9 to 13. So that you can attend the orientation week, you can move into the dormitories on 7th or 8th of September. You will be welcomed by your mentors, by our mentor students, and they will help you with the check-in procedures at the dormitories. And so what you need to do, you need to get a check-in form from the dormitory management once you arrive at the dormitories. You need to complete form and submit it to the dormitory management, and then they will give you your key card to your room. And the good thing is you can check in anytime at Koç University. So 24 hours, there's always a staff member at the dormitory, so you can check into your room anytime you come to the campus.
Something that's important here on the slide is saying location to collect your key card would be the main campus, but if you are staying on West Campus, there's a dormitory office located, dormitory management office located as well. So go directly to West Campus, do the check-in there, submit the form, and you get the key card at West Campus as well. For the ones staying in main campus, come directly to main campus, submit the form here, and you will get the key card here as well.
You can also ask your mentor about these procedures when they reach out to you. So to move out, our deadline is January 7 or 8. Normally semester and final exams will be over on 3rd of January. But just in case, if you need to take a makeup exam or remedial exam or something like that, you can also move out later. Or if you need to move out even later than that, you can get in touch with the housing team and ask if you can stay any longer. The dormitory management can reply to your inquiries based on the availability.
And it's the same procedure. You this time will obtain a checkout form, fill out the checkout form and submit it to the dormitory management office, and then you will return the card. Something that might be useful for you to know, once you moved out, you could store your luggage with our dormitory management for a couple of days, but you need to organize that with them. Any questions to housing? Of course, you will be informed in detail once you arrive here. What do you want to do?
Someone raised hand.
Where is the man? There's no question here.
Someone raised hand.
No. So Maria's asking if the orientation week for some students, some students will have a separate orientation on September 6th. If you have time during the block seminar to join some of our sessions, you're more than welcome, but we are aware of the fact that it might be difficult time-wise. So you can manage that according to your availability, Maria.
How can I check about the campus I will be staying at? Yes. It will be, I mean, it's probably already your room is allocated, and you can see it on your courses profile.
If not, get in touch with the housing at ku.edu.tr. They will let you know.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are moving on. Yes. So here is our academic calendar for only fall semester. As you know, we expect you to arrive on September 7 or 8 so that you can attend the orientation week. Orientation week is between September 9 to 13. And it will be a very busy but also fun week. You will learn a lot about the university. You will get to know your mentors and peer students in here. There will be some fairs for student clubs, and there will be an Istanbul tour for the ones who want to participate. Again, there will be a Turkish crash course for the ones who want to participate. in this crash course, you will learn about like very basic things, like hello, good morning, or also what to say in a public bus or in a grocery store. It's usually quite fun. And on September 16, the classes will begin. So the first week of the semester, September 16 to 20, it's also our drop week. That means you can still change your courses. The course registration will be during the orientation week, but after that week, in the next week, I mean the first week of the semester, you can still add or drop some courses. And you will be able to do it online on courses. And you can also go talk to your professors to receive more information about the courses and the exams or papers they require, the reading materials. And on October 28th and 9th, it's Republic Day in Turkey, so there will be no classes. And on November 30, it's going to be the deadline to withdraw from a course. And if you withdraw from a course, in here at Koç University, it will still be on your transcript, but it will be seen as withdrawn. And on December 20, it's going to be the last day of your classes. Then soon after that, final exams will start. On January 1st, of course, it's the New Year's Day, so it's a holiday. And first week of January, you can move out of your dorm room and go back to your home country.
Exactly. As mentioned before, the deadline to move out is January 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some insights about the academic structure here at KU. Here at KU, you earn KU credits. 1 KU credit equals 2 ECTS. Courses usually have 3 KU credits, so they equal 6 ECTS. And we recommend students to take up to 5 courses, which would be 15 KU credits, respectively 30 ECTS. But for students coming from Erasmus countries, and from countries we're having a bilateral agreement with, we call it global exchange. Your home university is the deciding institution to let you know how many courses you will have to take. For Erasmus ICM students, we are the ones.
We are the ones coordinating the program, and we will send a separate email to those students before arrival email about the program and the before mobility documents and their grant procedures.
Exactly. And regarding the courses, there are 2 kinds of courses regarding the duration. We have courses here that are lasting for 50 minutes and courses that are lasting for 75 minutes. The shorter ones are indicated with an A, the longer ones are indicated with a B. And you can see the timetable listed here at the lower part of the slide. And what's also important, course codes, so courses from 100 to 499 are undergraduate courses, from 500 to 699 are graduate courses, and courses greater than 699 are doctorate courses.
So for our course enrollment and class scheduling and for many things, actually, all academic information are on CUSIS. You already have your accounts, and you were given the information. I mean, the login credentials previously with your acceptance letter back in June. So the course list already was announced, and it's on our website. We also shared it with you. So currently, you can plan your courses on CUSIS. Course planning and course enrollment are different, separate procedures. Currently, you can just check the courses and plan your courses. And once you are here during the orientation week, we will have a session for course enrollment. So during the orientation week, we will have course enrollment session. and then you can enroll into the courses you want to take.
You will be taught how to do that by our registrar's office prior to actually enrolling into courses. And you will have your mentors with you to support you as well. Just a little reminder, we will come to your questions after we have finalized the studying at KU section.
Yeah.
So ours already covered the withdrawal from a course. Mind that the deadline is November 30th, not May 3rd. We have to change that. And you can see here how to do that. But of course, once it's time to withdraw from a course, get in touch with us, your mentor, and the registrar's office can help as well. A general info, which is quite important, some courses might have prerequisites, so that you prove that you have the pre-knowledge in order to attend the course. Some instructors are asking for that. For example, as at Koch University, you can take courses outside of the department and even faculty you're nominated to. It might be a case that an instructor might ask you to prove, if you're taking courses from another faculty, that you are able to join the class and follow the class throughout the semester. So therefore, we recommend you to have a current transcript with you, and if possible, once you're requesting, what's the word, admission to a certain course, where prerequisites are required, then if you have a course outline that proves that you have all these skills and knowledge obtained already, that would be helpful as well.
Okay, so we have some other options for our incoming exchange students. One option is for you to have an independent study, actually. If you would like to earn some extra credits, or if you want to, let's say, take 3 or 4 courses and 1 independent study, it's possible. The key in here is that you need to find the correct professor at the university or at the faculty. So you need to get in touch with a professor or academic coordinator of the college, maybe, and you would like to mention it on what topic you want to work about, your research or your independent study. And if a professor agrees to supervise you, you can also have an independent study. It lasts the whole semester, like a course, and at the end you will earn some credits. So it's like a course, so you can also go with that option to earn some credits as well. But the ideal one, of course, is to take courses rather than independent studies, but it's an option as well. So for our incoming exchange students, we also can offer early final exams. So if you need early final exams because of home school schedule conflict or a job or internship or an urgent health issue, you can get in touch with the professors or the academic coordinators of the colleges, and you can ask for early final. But if there is no eligible reason for that, probably it will not be approved.
Okay, let's see. Maybe we can cover the questions for now. Maybe we start with that one. No.
Okay, we can.
Okay, then we start with Maria's questions.
Then there were Giselle's questions before. Okay, so Giselle, yes, we will share a more detailed schedule with you for the orientation week, like events, times, and your mentors will be with you and with us the whole time, so they will actually take you to the locations of the event.
Okay, then Maria. So mentors are already informed about their mentees. They were informed yesterday around lunchtime. So if your mentor hasn't been in touch with you by now, he or she will do so soon for sure. And regarding the host family program, we are still receiving your applications. So during orientation week or the first week of classes, we aim to match
you
students with the families and we will inform you accordingly. So that will happen once you are here. And regarding the SEMS courses you cannot see on courses,
you can actually get in touch with the SEMS coordinator. I'm sure you already have contact information. You can ask the SEMS coordinator about the courses, why you cannot see them on courses. Maybe there is a technical issue, or maybe because they are very program-specific courses, because they are not on there, you can select them in a different way, so we are not sure about it. But there's a separate SEMS office at Koç University, so SEMS coordinator can help you with that.
Another question from Giselle regarding how fast courses might be full. This is unfortunately always an option, so it always depends on the course and how many students are signing up. According to the quota the instructor has set before, there are two options, or two ways to solve this situation. As stated prior, we always recommend you to choose some alternative courses in order to switch if that happens, and also you can request special consent so that they increase the capacity. But we would recommend you to get in touch with the instructor to introduce yourself, say why you would like to take the course, so in order he or she is more willing to increase the capacity.
The thing is, at Koç University, for course registration, priority is usually given to the senior students because they will graduate and they need to take certain courses so that they can graduate. But right after the senior students, with the junior ones, you will be able to start your course registration. So it won't be late, but still some courses may have some limited capacity. As my colleague Yasmin mentioned, you can always get in touch with the professors why you want to, and explain why you need that course or want to take that course. And our professors are usually quite helpful.
Another question from Giselle regarding syllabi. There is no real deadline. Ideally, of course, all syllabi would have been finalized and uploaded already. So if you still are in need of a syllabus, get in touch with us. We can require it with the faculty. If it's already submitted by the instructor, he will share it with you. If you don't need such a detailed outline, you can go on the faculty page, select the according department, and have a look at the courses. There's a quite detailed, or you get some information, some further information on courses there from the website as well, if that's sufficient for you. Maria?
So, to be able to choose more than 5 courses, you need approval from our office as an exchange student, because normally more than 5 courses is considered as course overload at Koç University. For a 6th course, by the way, maximum 7 course you can take. But for a 6th or 7th course, you need our approval, written approval to registrar's office. We can do that for you. But a drop week is only the first week of the semester. I'm not sure about the second week if you can drop any course. Maybe you can withdraw even if you don't.
But as you are going to take SEMS courses, again, it would be wise to get in touch with the coordinator at SEMS as well in order to be sure.
Yeah.
So another question by Dua, the estimated time for the grade submission. There's a deadline to submit the grades. Most of the professors tend to this deadline, but some need some more time due to the workload they're having. Maybe they have a lot of exams to grade. So it might take longer in case you're in need of your transcript until a certain deadline, day, or time. Get in touch with your instructors, let them know in advance that until this day you would need to have your grades submitted in order to get your transcript issued.
So Manuela, you can find some of the course syllabus on courses, but not all professors upload the syllabus, unfortunately, on courses. So you can get in touch with us or the relevant faculty. Let's say if you are from business administration, just an example, you can get in touch with the academic coordinator of the College of Administrative Sciences and Economics for the syllabus. Or you can get in touch with us and we can direct you to that person.
Another question from Maria regarding yoga and Pilates courses. Yes, they're open to exchange students, but for everyone, mind that these courses are given in Turkish. There might be some instruction after the courses by the instructors in English, but while the courses are taking place, instruction is in Turkish.
In Turkish? Because previously we had some exchange students taking these courses and they didn't speak it.
That was an issue. Yeah. Any further questions?
Outside of area. Gizel, yes, you can take courses from outside of your area as well. Just the thing is, if there is a prerequisite for that course, you need to prove that you have that background for the course. If it's a high-level course, professor may ask you to prove that you have the necessary background, enough knowledge, or the professor may want to see you face to face so that she or he understands if you can be successful at the course, if it would be fruitful for you or not. But yeah, it's generally possible. And
okay, do you have further questions towards the studying at KU part we covered so far? Something related to that for the Erasmus students. Only for Erasmus students. At KU, we're having exchange coordinators at the faculties, and they're in charge of signing your documents, your learning agreements. So you would need to get in touch with your exchange faculty coordinator for your learning agreement before, if you haven't done so. Then the learning agreement during if needed, and the learning agreement after. Yeah, and you can find your coordinator when clicking on the link. A question by Maria.
Okay, when will we get the orientation week schedule?
We are planning to send out a draft form either today and or tomorrow. But beware, it's a draft, so the final version will be announced the latest during orientation week.
Yeah.
Monday will be set for sure,
yeah.
or the week prior. But you will all have the draft form, so Monday is set, you will know what's going to happen.
Okay. I guess we can move on with the next chapter. So Turkish Host Family Program. This is
Karina, you are an ICM student, sorry. We will email you separately with all the details. Your mentor has been in touch with us already yesterday, so just wait for our email with all the instruction and details about the ICM procedures.
Yes. So yes, Turkish Host Family Program. So this is a very exciting program actually. It gives you a real exchange experience. So if you want to learn about Turkish culture by sharing and spending some time with a Turkish family, you can apply to this program. So the participants, I mean the families in this program, are Koç University staff, either administrative or academic. So it is Koç University community, no outsiders. And so you also set your own schedule, meeting schedule with the family. You can visit them once in a week or at the weekends, or you can meet outside, like family picnic or something like that, or during a holiday you can visit a Turkish family. So you can learn about the culture, about the language. You can also share your own culture and language. So it's a very interactive program, and it's very useful for both sides. So you can still apply to that program. We are also still collecting the applications from our staff members. In the beginning of semester, we will match applicants. And you will hear from us if you apply to this program about your host family. And this is a testimonial actually from one of our students who attended this program in the last semesters. So he was from Singapore, Nanyang Technological University. He visited our professors at home. He spent some time with them at home, had dinner together, spent some time with their kids, and he really enjoyed the program. So we recommend this program definitely to have a real exchange experience.
Now you need to click on the slide. Okay, another program we offer is the Research Assistant Program. So you would have the opportunity to become a research assistant to one of our faculty members. We are currently collecting the offers for research assistantship from our faculty members. Once the list is published, you can get in touch with the researcher you're interested to work in, and you would need to email them. Contact details will be given, and we would highly recommend you to send your current CV and a cover letter to explain why you would like to be an assistant to that faculty member in order to do research together.
But the thing is, it may be important for some of you. This program is on voluntary basis, the research assistantship program. So you can work with a Koç University professor on voluntary basis because as a visiting student in here, you will not have work permit. So, but on voluntary basis, you can work on very special, interesting projects with our faculty members. And because we are a research-based university, our faculty members have very big, important research projects. So it's a good opportunity for your CV and for networking with the professors, researchers, peer students. So we also recommend you to apply for open positions when they are published. Okay.
So, as you know, you will be assigned a mentor. If you got lucky already, your mentor has been in touch with you. If not, he or she will do so soon. These mentors are local KU students. They're your to-be peer students, and most of them have been on exchange themselves. So they have been on your shoes. They know what you're going to experience here, and they're your first point of contact. As on a peer level, it's always easier and more convenient to get in touch, but of course Ars and me are here to support you throughout your stay as well. These mentors are selected by an application and interview,
they will also
they are qualified.
Yeah, they will also be trained separately and on many different issues. So they will be your first point of contact and biggest helper in here, actually. And probably best friends.
So regarding living costs here, the amounts we got are shared with us from local students here. So according to them, you would need around 3,000 Turkish lira per month. Which includes food, accommodation, book and course materials, phone and internet, local travel, meaning like using public transport or taxi within Istanbul. Even clothing is calculated in personal care, hygiene products, cosmetics, and leisure time. But of course, it's individually how much you're going to spend, how much you're going to travel, if you're eating in or out, if you're going to,
or if you spend more on clothes or something
exactly.
like that.
So it's an approximate amount, but it differs according to each individual. And on the right-hand side, you have an example about the dining hall prices. 3 items lunch at our Yemekhane, our main dining hall, costs 8 Turkish lira and 75 kuruş. For example, for transportation, once you got the discounted student card for public transport, it starts with 125. A Dolmuş ride from in between Sarıyer and Beşiktaş is 275. In order to get from campus to Hacı Osman metro station, for example, it's 240 with the Dolmuş minibus, and a taxi ride from main campus to Taksim takes around 80 Turkish lira. But mind that these fare rides, these fares might increase. These are the current rates. As the semester starts, there might be some changes. Same for the monthly living costs you will be having. Depending on the exchange rate, it might differ slightly.
Yeah. And the weather. So in Turkey, we normally have yeah. Okay, so in Turkey, we normally have 4 seasons. Currently, it's summer in Turkey. And in September, it's going to be actually fall, but probably it will be like summer, because usually September is warm and sometimes rainy, but not cold. And as the semester moves, it will be colder because in November, December, it's going to be winter in here. So currently, it's about approximately 25 degrees, and probably in September it will be the same. But in October, November, or December, it will be probably colder. So pack your luggage accordingly.
Exactly. Winter can be rainy and a bit snowy. Just be aware of that as well.
Yeah. And you can find any type of clothes in Turkey if you want to, if you don't want to bring lots of things and buy here.
Exactly. So, security and safety, it's just common sense, as some of you might be arriving prior. These tips can be applied to every city, so it's not specifically to Istanbul, but we just wanted you to be aware of them or be reminded. I'm sure you've heard of them before. So in case you're on your way somewhere on your own, when you're walking, use busy and well-lit paths. So take the street with people on, with street lights. Don't go for the pitch dark alley, so at least you know where you're stepping to. Yeah, avoid dark areas in general. And then steer away from suspicious people. That's common sense. If you feel like a situation might become not so nice, just turn around and take another route, exactly. But you have experienced this before, and so I'm sure you're well aware of that. And something that goes without saying, whenever you go somewhere on your own, notify somebody, let somebody know. It might be your roommate, your mentor, a friend of yours, just that you're going this place, you might arrive at that time, so that you're trackable in case something happens. But Istanbul is a very safe city, I can say that myself. I'm from Germany, from Berlin, and I moved here, and never anything happened to me. So
well, these are just common sense and general reminders.
Exactly.
And applicable for every big city, actually every city.
Okay, then we would be done with our presentation, so we could cover questions now. Exactly. Let us see if we have some questions in the chat. Karina, we covered yours regarding the learning agreement. Here we still have Priya's question we answered. Exactly. Do you have any further questions? Is there anything you would like to know from us?
By the way, you can always send us emails if you come up with another question later on.
Exactly. Where must I pay for the meals in the campus? So it depends where you are going to eat. We have different dining options. For example, our main dining hall, and you select your food and you pay afterwards after selecting. There are bistros, cafes, restaurants on campus, and we have a supermarket on campus as well.
So wherever you get your food from, you will make the payment there, basically.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, somebody
raised hand, Yannick. I saw that, but I cannot see the question. Yannick, could you write your question into the chat part or question? Oh, yeah. Career advisors. Yes, actually, we have a career development center in our university, and they speak English, so you can make an appointment, visit them, and talk about your future plans, career plans, and ask for some advice. It's possible.
In general, all units at KU are open for exchange students, so we have a counseling service as well, which is available for you. We have our Office of Learning and Teaching, which supports students from how to study for exams, what to do when procrastinating, or there are conversation circles offered by them. So if you would like to teach your own language, or if you would like to improve one of your foreign languages, there is an option to do that as well. So you're regarded as a KU student, not a special exchange student. You have access to everything here.
Okay, so about the facilities in the campus dorms, and so you will have a cafeteria on dormitory. You will have a common kitchen that's open to all students staying on that building. And there will be laundry rooms. There will be in the laundry rooms you can also find iron. So
you will be provided with the mattress, pillows, a duvet. You will get one set of pillowcase sheets, but if you want to change, you either can bring some from home, or as stated beforehand, you can find everything here in Istanbul. Towels you would need to bring as well.
So here we have some questions. Turkish course.
Do we know the date of the exams? As stated in the calendar, academic calendar, the final exams take place as of December 3rd. No, 23rd. Yeah. 23rd, sorry, until January 3rd. It depends on your courses when the final exam will take place. And as stated before, and if you need to have your final exam earlier, get in touch with the instructor and follow the procedure.
And Maria, about the Turkish courses, so during the orientation week, we will have a crash course. It will take 2-3 hours or so, very simple, very basic things, but also during the semester you can enroll in a Turkish course, basic Turkish course for foreigners, and the whole semester you can take that course and earn some credits. So it's more detailed, more advanced kind of.
And as far as I know, depending on the level of the interested students, there might be
some different sections.
Exactly, yeah. But it depends on the amount of students that would have this level in order to open an advanced course.
So Giselle, yes, you can come to campus anytime you want on September 7th or 8th, because it's never closed. There's always someone at the main gate, security office, and also inside the buildings there are dormitory staff 24/7.
Therefore, that does not count only for September 7th or 8th, but throughout the semester. But note, if you have visitors, they have to leave as of 11 p.m. That's like closing time for visitors. And if you would like family or friends to stay on campus, there's the guest house option. But we are not in charge of that. If you want any visitor of yours to stay on campus, and you would like to arrange accommodation on campus, you would need to get in touch with the dormitory management via housing@ku.edu.tr. They can inform you on how to reserve, how much you would need to pay, etc.
Yeah. So the housing fee unfortunately doesn't cover food. It's just for the accommodation. Dining expenses are separate, and yeah, it will be again at your own cost.
Exactly. Yes, we do have sports facilities quite a lot at main and west campus. On main campus, we, for example, have an outdoor pool, a basketball field, an American football field. We have a gym where you can lift weights, a cardio room, a basketball court inside as well. There's a dancing hall. West Campus has an indoor pool.
Gym center.
So there are a lot of sport facilities you can use free of charge. They're open to students and staff members. Exactly, and we have a lot of sportive clubs as well.
And also in winter, ice skating rink is open. You can also go for ice skating.
And to use these facilities, you wouldn't need to live in the dormitories. They're open for all students and all staff. And there's free car parking, Maria, at main campus. And to be honest, I wouldn't know West Campus, but most probably they would have a parking lot as well. But there are a lot of streets around, so you could park there as well.
List of all the student clubs. So yeah, the student clubs, actually our extracurricular activities office will get in touch with you separately. They are in charge of student clubs. We have more than 80 student clubs, and you will be informed about them during the orientation week, also in the first weeks of the semester. Currently, our student clubs are not active because it's summer break. So in the beginning of semester, student clubs will select their board members again, like the president and vice president and stuff, and they will be accepting new members. Actually, during the orientation week, we will have a fair on student clubs. The student clubs will set up their booths, and you can go ask their questions and register for the club. So you will have more information, further information from the students who are a part of this club actually during the orientation week.
Exactly. So,
no questions in here.
What's the usual? Yeah.
Okay, it depends on you how many courses you take, and but the good thing is in here, most of the time, if you don't have any lab sessions or something like that, Fridays are off. Normally,
undergraduate
on Fridays for undergraduate students, there are no courses. So it's always kind of a long weekend. You have courses like 4 days a week maximum, or you can even have, if you can arrange your schedule, you can have courses only on 2 days or 3 days. So it will be clear after you select your courses and the sections of the courses, because in some courses there are also several sections, and you can take any of them based on your availability. So it actually depends on how many courses you take and on what days you take those courses.
Exactly. Okay, then back to the chat. For master degrees, how often do we have courses? Master courses usually take place at the weekends, from Friday to Sunday.
Actually, it changes as far as I know. Also, it depends on the program. Some programs have modules, and when there are modules, they don't last the whole semester. They have intense courses on Friday or at the weekend. But in some programs, they also have their courses during the weekdays. So it depends on the course, actually, if it's a module or if it's a semester-long course. It depends on the courses you take.
You will see that when you're doing the course registration, then the course dates and times will be visible for you, and then you can plan accordingly. Do you have any further questions?
Seems that way. When does the enrollment for course start? So we will have a course enrollment session during the orientation week. So 1 week before the courses begin. Also, Koç University students make their course enrollment during that week. So the week of the orientation week and it is also the week before the courses begin, you will have the course enrollment.
Anything else you would like to ask?
Soon we will wrap up, so if you have questions, please feel free to ask. If you come up with some other questions later on, you can always email us as well.
And be reminded, we will put the webinar on the website, so you can always have a look at it again. And as we stated in the beginning, the webinar context is based on the guide we shared with you as a PDF. You can always refer to that guide as well. Okay, if there wouldn't be any further questions, then we would call the webinar a day for now. Yeah. Thank you as well for joining. It was a pleasure, and we are looking forward to have you here with us. And it's 3 weeks.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks we will meet in person, and during the orientation week, the whole week we will be together all the time. And I hope you will enjoy.
Exactly.
And throughout the semester, your mentors, our office, and our other administrative units will be here to support you.
Just one hint, if your mentor will not have been in touch with you by the end of this week, let us know, so we can follow up.
Yeah, some mentors are having summer internships currently. Maybe they are busy and that's why they haven't reached you yet. But if they won't do that by the end of this week, please let us know and we will put you in contact with the mentor.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you very much for attending.
Then we'll go close that one.
Some questions, some further questions, or no? Okay.
No further questions. We have the chat here.
No,
then I stopped the recording.